So I know it's been a while since y'all have seen me on YouTube. There have been some allegations. There have been some things that have been put out here in the atmosphere that uh, I just could not let slide any longer. I could no longer not speak on these issues and situations. There have been a couple of videos I've seen that garnered my attention uh, concerning one of my friends, one of my homies, little bro, Gary Davis Head. More in particular, from his baby mama. I don't even know where to start. There have been so many accusations and incorrect statements that have been made in the I guess cause of popularity or internet stardom that I don't even know where to begin. I don't honestly, and y'all know my words worth. Usually I'm spot on target, but this shit is so broad to the point where I don't even know where to fucking begin. Um, First of all, I want to say, uh, you never really know what goes on in someone's house, in their private life. You never really know unless you're there. So, the things that I'm speaking on are things that I have personally witnessed that I know are incorrect, wrong, and flat out despicable for anyone to say. More in particular, a black woman, as it regards to a black man who, based on what I only know, based on what I only saw, not judging on any kind of testimony from kids or anything, was an outstanding father, outstanding role model, who was an exemplary business partner, friend, and confidant. So, with that being said, the person I'm referring to is someone who's just been sentenced here. They made a big deal about it on Fox 2 News. Gary Davis Head. Gary Davis Head. Uh, I don't know how many of you have seen the videos that have been put out by his sperm donor, and I can't really speak to where she is mentally. I can't really speak to anyone that would have that much malice in their heart that would want to tear down. It's one thing if you pinpoint and you push that agenda, that anger towards the person that you feel did you so wrong, but it's a whole nother different situation when you try to tear down what we have so little of in this country, which is a black strong family. We all, even in those, you find inconsistencies, you find things that most people would find to be disparaging, you know, points of pain, hurt, or whatever. So if your anger is focused towards that guy and things that you know that you were there firsthand to witness, that's one thing. But to tear down a family, man, is just something that I can't allow with good conscience. With my social media following, my fans, my friends, people who know me, people who have firsthand information on this, I can't allow that to really happen anymore. So things I will say and I will bring up are things that I know about for fact. As it relates to the violation of the no contact order, I can sit here with absolute affirmation. This isn't third party information. There was a restraining order that was placed on Gary. That restraining order was violated repeatedly, not by Gary, but by Chloe, the baby mama. Violated. Repeated text messages, repeated harassment. I saw those with my own eyes. That is why that case was shot the fuck down in the courts. It had nothing to do with Mrs. Green and her connections in the legal world, which you're pushing. And I wish I had those screenshots. They're in Gary's phone. If they get his property back, I'll be sure to share that on Facebook. But you definitely fabricated that. I saw that in my own house, in the house that I'm sitting in right now. Me and Gary built a business from the ground up. He literally was my right hand man. So everything that he was going through in real time, I was able to see. As it relates to the care of the kids, again, and these are only things that I can speak of from what I saw. The kids never came to my house. My business was literally ran out of my house for the first 6 months. Ran. So Your kids, the kids that she's speaking on, were brought to my house every fucking day. They never came to my house looking tarnished. Their teeth weren't messed up. They weren't wearing shoes with holes in them. None of that took place. They had on coats. They were dressed properly, winter, summer, spring, and fall. It's people that don't even like me that worked for my company that will vouch for that I know. And I'm thinking about pulling out of the bullpen just to stop all of this bullshit and these malicious attacks. Again, and I cannot speak what happened. I cannot speak for what happened behind those closed doors. But I do know what I personally fucking witnessed. And what you're saying is speaking actual factual based off of what your kids told you, or more in particular, what I tend and what the majority of people who know the real motherfucking story tend to believe. The consensus is what you coached them to say. I'm gonna call a spade a spade, and if you don't like it, you can come see me. As it relates to she really pushed some buttons as it relates to the sexuality of the situation. You and Gary, if what you say holds true, y'all had personal issues with the rearing of the kids. You had personal issues with him as far as child support. You had personal issues with him as far as the physical violence, because that's your side of the story, and I cannot confirm nor deny that because I wasn't there. Regardless of if Gary was sucking dick at an immense amount of speed, or getting fucked in his ass, or fucking other people in their ass, that has nothing to do with the kids nor your physical abuse. You bring these things up to further tear him down. And as a black woman, I wonder what in the fuck is really going on in your mind, because what you're doing is the equivalency, and you've shown Detroit this now. What you're doing now is the equivalency of snitching. Snitching. I can't confirm nor can I deny. I can say with my own personal beliefs, I've never seen a lick of anything Gary's done that's led me to believe he has any kind of homosexual tendencies. I've never seen him do anything that has been remotely close to being gay. I've never seen him do, as you so adequately put in your first video, having an orgy and having all these men around his kids and all this shit. I've never personally seen that. But again, what goes on behind someone closed doors is their business, and I respect their privacy. You speak on the LGBTQ community as though it's something to be ashamed of, even if that was what he was doing. This is a view that's populist now. This is something that people are grasping hold to. And I want you to know, while you're downtrodden that particular community, which again, I'm not a part of, but I do support their views and I do support their rights to be who they are. While you're downtrodden that as something to be ashamed of, I want you to know that most of the people that go to the main city that is now considered the new gayness, most of those people come from right here in Detroit. So, and with the following that I have, and the way that you've made that out to be something, even if he was involved, and again, I don't know what anyone does in their own private bedroom. If that was something that he was to be a part of, you have insulted a great deal of that community, trying to get some get back. What you come off as across as being bitter, vindictive. You seem a little upset because Gary left you for a white woman. Gary was not living in a hotel. Gary had a house. Things you didn't talk about is the fact that while you trying to drag Tracy Green and her husband into the ground, who I just visited last night, did you tell the public that you were living at their house? Did you tell them that? You were living there. You were living there. For somebody to be homeless and so fucked up as you make Gary, what the fuck does that make you if you were living with his parents while being abused? What does that make you? And the whole photography bit that you mentioned on your Facebook videos, or your comments on Fox 2 or your YouTube clip, that you mentioned that you also were attempting to take nude photos to get paid. And you also looked for confirmation in Gary's parents to get the okay if you were going to do that. Did you mention that you sexually exploited your sister in a music video? Champagne being poured all over the fucking place. Did you mention any of that? So when you talk about things about deviancy, sexual deviancy, keep in mind things that I don't know of, I can't speak on. But I do know one thing for sure. You're the baby mama. That's what you are. For all the shit you talk about, Gary, for all the vindictive and hateful spiteful words that you've thrown, not only at him, but his family, you were also a dumb bitch for letting him nut in you repeatedly and produce kids. That you talk about that. That's parts that you leaving out. And these are things that are fact. Again, I can't speak for what happened behind closed doors. I can only speak for what I saw and what I know to be true. Truth of the matter is, you the baby mama. That's you. That family that you are dragging into the mud so deep let you into their home, put their own son out to make sure that you had somewhere to grow and blossom and develop your talents or abilities. They looked out for you. They looked out for your children. You lost custody of your kids because you were, at the end of the day, a shitty mom. Not because of Gary's legal connections or his mother's legal connections, because you were a shitty mom. You didn't lose custody once, but you lost custody twice of your fucking kids. And then you violated the no contact order trying to get him to bring those kids over there because genuinely I believe that you missed them. I believe that you recognized the mistakes that you had made as a mother and you wanted to, try to build some kind of bond. But when he didn't do that, all hell broke loose. You speak of things about Katie, and I've seen her do things for your children. I have witnessed, this ain't secondhand information. I've witnessed Katie, the same woman who you so lovingly classified as a whore and a bitch because of your bitterness. Because of your bitterness. I've witnessed her go above and beyond the call of duty for your kids when you were an absent mother. But she's the whore and the bitch, right? Cool. I don't know what your end game is. I will tell you that I'm not sure what you faced. I'm not sure what you've dealt with. I do know that the Greens are in a particular Afro-American hierarchy, and they can't really get down in the mud with you and really just talk about these things in general. I can. So, and I know you don't know me. I know you really don't know anything about me. You'll probably go through your Facebook research and, see that I got green hair and attempt to call me faggots and all this other shit that you said on your other videos. You'll probably go through all this nobody and whatever to try to garner more attention. I'm just going to put it all out there. And you'll be absolutely met with the most resistance that you've ever faced in your life. So I'm not asking you to retract. I'm not asking you to pull any videos or any of that from your Facebook. What I am asking, in peaceful terms currently, is to stop your aggression. Gary has been sentenced to prison. You're right about that. And perhaps he has to atone for things that he did that I can't speak on, that I don't know. Perhaps that is the case. I am asking you to the fact that you have found victory in that. If those stories are to be held true, he's gotten his sentence. You don't feel it's long enough. The courts felt different. You got to deal with the legal system for what it is. Attacks on his family, attacks on his church, attacks on his mother, attacks on his father. None of them was fucking you. Gary's dad didn't fuck you. The sheer fact that you speaking about what he drinks and Tracy being a dark-hearted motherfucker and that she doesn't deserve her judgeship, that has nothing to do with the fact that you made the decision to lay down with a man who was beating your ass and bear kids by him. Take some responsibility for your own shit. I am asking you to stop. Please, I'm literally begging you to stop your current attacks on what I feel to be a good family. If you want to talk about Gary, if you want to talk about the shit y'all went through and how you feel how he choked you out and beat you up and shit that can't be proven or disproven, feel free to continue with those videos. But I cannot allow you in good conscience, with the following that I have and the people that I have in my circle and my people that I have supporting me, I cannot allow you to watch one of the few, again, prominent black families that are trying to do right, even if that was the case, trying to do right and atone for their situations. And perhaps what you said, maybe it's true. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe that's true. She created a monster. Tracy Green created a monster. Perhaps that's the case. But I do know, if that is the case, I do know these people to be good people, and I know they're working on finding a solution. And maybe in Gary's incarceration, he can find a solution to the things that you say, that you brought up in whatever. It makes no sense. We're black people. Stop acting like a bitter fucking baby mama. Take atonement for your own shit too. While you blasting and bagpiping everybody under the motherfucking sun, please make sure that if you release another video, you tell them that you were a 2-bit deadbeat baby mama whore who got nutted in by the same person who you're deeming to be the great Satan. Make sure you tell the world that. Don't leave that out while you're trying to get Facebook famous, while you're trying to get YouTube famous with like and share and circling this man's entire fucking support system. Make sure that you tell them that as well when you blabbering off at the fucking mouth. Make sure that you tell them that you weren't around for 3 whole fucking years. My kids, and I can talk about a little bit of myself. I had a restraining order and all this other bullshit put up against me. I went through a lot of the same shit, including in Florida being accused of possible kidnapping, which is a punishable by life charge. Nothing could keep me from my twins. Nothing could keep me from my kids. So you using the court, they kept me away and all this other bullshit. That's a weak ass excuse from a real parent. That's a weak ass excuse. You find a way when there is no way. But that's what real parents do. And that's why you got found not capable of dealing with your children. It's because you were a non-active, bitch-ass parent. You don't know what the fuck was going on because you weren't there. You weren't there. And you going off a testimony that I do believe, based on what I seen, was imprinted in those kids' heads by you because you're bitter. Because he left you for a white woman. Let's call it what it is. He left you for a white woman and you're hurt. And that shit cut deep, didn't it? Talk about Gary. Leave his family out of it. I'm asking you. Not as somebody who is coming to you from a position of power or a position of control. I don't do that. I just think that as black people, we need to do better. I think we need to do better. And if you want to be that change, be the change you want to see in the fucking world. Talk about him. I got problems with my baby mama. I do. I ain't the perfect motherfucker out here. Me and her done had discrepancies, and she can say this about me, and I can say this about her, but I don't drag her family into it. It's things I know about her family. It's things I know about her raising, her background here in Detroit. I don't talk about none of that. Even on my Facebook rants, because my beef is with her. It's not with her family. Be an adult. Be an adult. Stop being a bitter bitch. That's what you showing yourself out to be, and I call it what it is. You got your makeup done and your hair and all this bullshit. Like and share my video and all this other bullshit. If you mad at Gary, just say you mad at Gary. But also talk about your own mistakes too. Be real. Have a real conversation with the world now that you have this platform that I've enjoyed for so long. Talk about all your shit. I'm only going to warn you one time. Enjoy your day and good luck. And I hope you make the right decision. Sincerely, someone you don't know, but if you keep fucking around, you'll find out who I am. Have a good one.